Hey everybody, so today I am going to be showing you some of my ideas for card making. I have to make a few sympathy cards because a family friend has passed away, and I just wanted to make them homemade instead of going to the store and buying them. So you can see I have here this Paper Tree Pretty Petals collection. I don't know that this is still available. I bought this off of scrapbook.com on clearance, so my guess is that they were trying to get rid of it. And it's a shame because it's really pretty. Kind of go through the... Actually, I think I can just do... Yes. So, there's 8 different pages, and I just kind of thought like the soft tones would be good for a sympathy card. Like this was one of the ones I used, and I'll show you in a minute what I did. Here's another one, which I just really like these colors together. That's another option that I had. This was one I really liked, but I didn't want to do all 3 the same because there's 2 daughters and their families, and then the wife, and so I didn't want to make them all exactly the same. This, I like the color scheme, but I didn't really think it was appropriate. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. Like this I thought could work at first, and I was like, it's too like happy, I guess is the way to put it, and you know, I don't want it to be super sad and like dark and depressing, but I also don't want it to be too light and cheery either. I don't know. Sympathy stuff is really hard, I think. But, so, I had gotten these from Walmart. They come, what was it, like a pack of 50, I think? And it comes with envelopes too, which I have set aside. And I just grabbed some of these. I also need to make a 25th anniversary card, but I'm not doing that today because I don't know their colors and I would like to find out if possible. So anyway, I was just going by, these are your normal 4.25 by 5.5 cards, and they might have different sizes. I don't remember. I bought these a long time ago. I found them in, like, I don't know, all Walmarts are a bit different. Like, you can find blank cards with designs on them in the card section. You could probably maybe find stuff in like the stationery office area, but I found these like with where the Cricut supplies are, in like the scrapbooking paper and stickers, and like, see, this is where the stores are different. My closer store has the baking stuff, like decorating, like cake decorating kind of stuff, and like wedding stuff and florals in that aisle. But that's where I found it. And they weren't very expensive either. So, the only thing is, I'm noticing, and I've tried to correct it as best as I can, they're not folded very well. So I kind of went back with my bone folder and fixed that. But anyway, so these are the 3 I decided I wanted to use. And this is how I ended up cutting them. So basically it's just gonna end up like that. And at first I did cut them to the same size, and I was like, that doesn't look so good because it doesn't line up perfectly. So I was like, I'll just cut a little bit extra off and then attach it that way. But I thought that that one was really cute. This one I decided on after I did this one. But yeah, I cut them all to the same size. And I think that will be my 3 cards. And then I have all kinds of sentiment stamps and stuff so that I can put whatever I like on there, and then I can print up or write up whatever I want on the inside, and we can sign them. But yeah, I just thought, honestly, I really like this one the best, I think. I like how these have like the separation, but I really like this the best. Like, I almost want to do them all the same. Oh, I don't know. I feel like it's not as personal if you make them all exactly the same, you know? I mean, I suppose I could put different sentiments on them, but still. Anyway, regardless, they will end up on cards because I ended up cutting a bunch of different ones from this paper. So I did from the one that was essentially this, I just cut them so that essentially you would, I said essentially choice, didn't I? I'm tired. It's late. It is going on 1:30 in the morning. And I've recently switched to second shift, so I'm working 2:30 to 11, and yeah, it's been a long day. Okay, but yeah, I wanted to get these done because they need them for this weekend. But yeah, so this is another option that I came up with, and I noticed they're actually, this side's thinner and this side's thicker, so I thought that was a little neat. And then it gives you like a little pattern to the side, and you can write whatever on this side without overdoing it. And then there were also this one as well. So again, just cute, simple little background ideas, not having to go crazy with coming up with all kinds of things. I really, really like this one. Like, I honestly almost want to use this for a sympathy card. Just because it's so pretty, and I think, yes, I do have a couple more. I cut these different sizes. I basically just went with the scraps that were left over from what I cut initially. Like, these aren't quite so much, but like with this one, you could go this way. I don't know. That's not very much, so we'll see. But I always keep stuff like this just because you never know what your brain comes up with. But yeah, I really like these a lot. I might actually end up using these. And then there's this one, which I thought this one could work, not necessarily for what I'm doing, but this would be really pretty to do. And then just put a sentiment up here. The only thing is there's something on that, so I'd have to make sure I cover it, or maybe try my little adhesive eraser, because even though I don't know what that is, that thing's really good at getting stuff off. And then I also, from leftover, this was the fourth corner of these three. I had that, and I thought that would look really cute if you just put, I mean, that could work like that even, or if you took like, this is just a random scrap, but say for instance something else that would go with this, you could go across here or even across the top. I have all kinds of ideas. Yeah, across the top would be cool, I think. I really like the color schemes in these. They're very pretty. And it's funny because I actually used to hate pink, but the more I've watched Beth Adilli's stuff, I started to like it again. I think it's, I had a pink carpet as a child, like bubblegum pink. Probably like, maybe not bubblegum, but it's like this color. And I just hated it for the longest time because of that. But yeah, like little things like that. You could go this way. Or you could even fussy cut it. Excuse me, sorry. Like I said, it's been a long day. But my most creative time is this time of night. And I'm just a night owl. But anyway, so that's those. And then I also wanted to share, like, oh yeah, these were not part of this. This was something else I just had around, but I was kind of considering this maybe as a background for sympathy card that could work. And you just put, like, maybe something like this across. And put your sentiment in the middle. Or you could even cut out the center to the size you want so that you're not, like, wasting the excess having it underneath. And then I also had this paper, which was just, like, kind of copycat on either side. I think just flipped around. And then I thought that that would look nice this way. I kind of thought about it this way, which could still work, but the flowers are kind of going down, so I feel like I'll end up doing it this way. And then you can put sentiment anywhere in here, or you could even cover that up. Try not to yawn. There's also this, which I thought was really pretty. I'm trying to think where I got this. It's a little, let's see if I can. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Paper Studio. I got it. So that's what? Hobby Lobby. And I'm not crazy about all of these, but, like, there's some really pretty, that's that one. And I kind of have broken this apart at this point, but, like, that's really pretty. I really like the foil. That's this one. There's stuff like that. There's, this could work as a nice background. Any of these, really. I could care less about this. I don't know what the heck I'm going to use those for. Just marble. I really like this. Yeah, that's where it's broken in half. I just broke the binding, pulling some of these pages out of here. And this I actually have used, I cut out just the flowers with dies, and because I really like this with this background. Again, I could care less about, what are they, swans? That's a nice background. Ooh. This was one of the ones that I used for my Mother's Day cards that I had, like, the sections of. And I think that's the only one I have left of those. Oh, no, I have 2. There must have been 4 of each then. But, yeah. That's it for that. And like I said, it's falling apart, so I'm gonna have to put that in something. But, yeah, so I thought I would just share some ideas, maybe inspire you to make some cards or use up some scrapbook paper laying around, because I have tons of scrapbook paper, and, you know, why not put it to use? And like I said, I really, really fell in love with these papers when I got them, or when I saw them on scrapbook.com, and I was like, yeah, I know I need to get that. And I almost wish I got another pack, but I mean, I still have a bunch left, so that's okay. Oh man. Alright, well, I am going to put these together. I'm not gonna sit here and do the whole thing on camera because it's really, you know, I'm just gonna put stamps on it and whatever, and I'll show the final thing when I'm done with them. So, oh my goodness, I'm tired. I don't even want to do this right now. I will be back to show you the finished products. Okay, so it is the next night because I hit about this time last night and I was like, alright, I'm done for the night. It's about 3:30. So when I came home today, I was like, alright, we gotta get these done. My parents need them for tomorrow. So here they are. let's see. I started out with this. I did this with the Cricut through Design Space. I did the offset and I was like, I didn't like how that looked. It's like too big and bulky. So then I tried to make the offset smaller and it just doesn't look right. I don't know, it's like closer in some parts and not as close in others. I did center it, but whatever. I'll probably end up doing something else with it. I won't just throw it out. And so what I ended up doing instead was I used the Cricut card mat with the Joy, and I just kind of lined these up the best I could. And I didn't really want them to be perfectly centered, so I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. But yeah, I just used, I don't have actual Cricut markers. I have an off-brand that has a dual tip. So I use the thinner tip to write this. And then I know there are ways that you can get the machines to fill in for you, but I didn't feel like messing around with that tonight, so I just took my marker and filled it in afterwards. Same with this. I had the maker write this, and then I also had this cut out. This is a silver, it's not foil, it's like a holographic cardstock. So I was originally going to do the whole thing in it, but it did not like this font and it just shredded, so I was like, okay, we're just gonna write. And I don't think I have a silver marker, so I just went with black because I thought gray would look worse. But so this is a design I found in the images on Cricut. This I could not tell you what font I used. I looked at so many different ones, but I actually did this myself. I wrote out the words and then I sliced out, there was like a fancy type of thing on the M. I'm really tired, so I'm like straining for words right now. But anyway, I sliced that out and then I put these little rings that I found also on Design Space in there. And I thought that turned out pretty cute. And then I just did the same font, but they're doing a, oh, what is it called? Renewing their vows. That's what they're doing. Wow. So, you know, I thought I would do that for them. Ooh. And then I just kind of like Googled some stuff online and came up with my own thing to put in here. And I just actually, I kind of cheated and I typed this out on Design Space and then I screenshot it and brought it into Microsoft Word, and then I kind of cheat the system a little because if you, I mean, I have a decent size monitor. If you, at least on my computer, if I put the size of the page down, I think 85%, it's the same size as a piece of paper in your hand. So I can kind of judge about how big I want this, and if you hold it up to the computer screen, it shows right through. So I kind of use that to judge it, and then I used my paper cutter to trim it down. And I started out with the size of the card, and then I just took a little bit more off, not much. So that's that one. And then these are all the same. I know I said I wanted to make them different, which they're not all exactly the same. They're all a little bit different. The more I look at this, I don't feel like this color matches as well as I thought it did, but oh well, it's done. But this was something I found on Design Space, and it actually said so loved, so missed, so very dear. But I don't know, I didn't really like the way that sounded, so I kind of like sliced and cut and rearranged and made it so missed but loved, so very dear. And like I said, I just did the same for all three of these because it's late. I'm really tired. Sorry, I keep yawning. Can't help it. But yeah, there's my cards, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I really can't think anymore. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions or whatever, feel free to leave a comment and I will try to get to it as soon as I see it. Any tips or suggestions you guys have, I welcome. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.